WNDS Sports presents New England's favorite bowling show. From Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. Featuring the best bowlers from around the region. Candlepin Stars and Strikes. And now your hosts, Dick Lutz and Mike Moore.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome into another edition of Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV from Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. Dick Lutz with Mike Moore, and it's week 3 of our mixed doubles competition. We've seen some pretty good bowling the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, we'll see a lot more here in the final 2 weeks. I just took a look and added up all the television appearances for today's 4 bowlers, a total of 81. Mike Morgan has 80 of those.
a lot of people on TV for the first time, and you'll get to meet them here this afternoon. First, let's meet last week's winners, our number 3 seeded team, Jennifer Cali-Dibiasio of Saugus and Mike Morgan from Lynn, Massachusetts.
Jennifer coming in with an average of 115, high single 170, best triple 410, bowling at Park Place, Woburn, and Lucky Strike. And Mike Morgan, 126 average, high single of 212, 474 for his highest triple. He bowls at Metro Bowl and Peabody.
They defeated Cindy Beatrice and John Plant last week by a score of 380 to 320. Their 1250 roll-off score earned them the number 3 seed, and they'll take on the 2nd seeded team of Sue Holloran of Nashua and Ryan Tripp of Franklin, Massachusetts.
Sue, a fan favorite here. This is her home bowling center, employed here, in fact. 112 average, her high single 176, best triple is 417. Bowling right here at Leda, and Sunday in the mixed league at Park Place. And Ryan Tripp coming in with 118, high single 182, best triple is 414. He does his bowling at Pilgrim and Haverhill.
And they bowled a combined 1255 in the roll-off to earn the number 2 seed in our mixed doubles competition. Let's get right to it. We're coming back in just a moment for this afternoon's match as we continue with Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV from Leda Lanes in Nashua. We began with 5 teams in our mixed doubles competition. 2 teams have been eliminated. Cindy Beatrice and John Plant, Deb Regan and Scott Bradish are gone. And now Jennifer Cali-Dibiasio and Mike Morgan, winners last week, taking on Sue Holloran and Ryan Tripp this week, with Cindy Cawley and Tim Lipke, the top-seeded team, waiting in the wings. Mike Morgan will be first to bowl here at Leda Lanes this afternoon as we get underway in our semifinal match in the mixed doubles competition. Mike teamed with Jennifer Cali-Dibiasio, and we're ready to go and happy to have you with us for Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS, half Worcester right side.
And Happy New Year for those of you watching us on First Run. This is Sunday, January the 2nd, a brand new year. Happy New Year to you, Mr. Lutz.
Thank you, Michael. Same to you.
Thank you. Not a good New Year start for Mike Morgan, though, with this configuration of pins.
Continued success on your most successful radio program, New Hampshire in the Morning, on WZID 95.7 FM.
Thank you.
There's a shot from Mike Morgan. What a way to start. A 10 box for Michael. Mike from Lynn, longtime bowler at Metro Bowl in Peabody. 59 television appearances prior to this mixed doubles competition. Mike works at GE in Lynn, where he repairs engines for assembly. He's been there for 26 years, and he has the mark to start out. Now our first look at Ryan Tripp from Dracut, Massachusetts, the 30-year-old bowler who bowls out of Pilgrim Lanes in Haverhill, a software engineer for Raytheon. And he's ready to go, the southpaw. First ball on television, right in the 1-2 pocket. Look at this, could he get a strike with his very first ball? Not going to happen, but he came close.
He's going to have trouble chopping that one off, taking one off the top. He's going to hit one of those and take them both.
He's got a spare to start.
Oh, geez,
how's
make a liar out of me.
It did make a liar out of you. I had him with a spear. I don't know how he missed that. I just don't know how that missed. He'll take a 10 box to start out. That was unbelievable.
Wow.
Hit that button, Ryan, right there.
You had me convinced that there was no way he was going to miss the shot if he hit the head pin.
Well, he seems fairly poised and relaxed, nevertheless, for his very first time under the lights.
unorthodox style where he holds the ball right up front on his left hand, and another good first ball. 2 good first balls he's thrown.
He's got a pretty good mixing action there.
Mike is a single guy. His mom is Debbie. His girlfriend, Carrie Burnett. He plays softball, basketball, and likes to run. And he's right on that pin for a spare, so he doesn't look to be bothered by the TV lights at all in his first couple of boxes. Now Jennifer Cali-Dibiasio from the bowling family. Mom bowled on TV back in the 70s. Jen's first ball off the head pin, and she'll put 4 in Mike Morgan's spare.
Show me a shot.
And that is the voice of Mike Morgan that you'll be hearing. The third man in the booth again this week. We're happy to have him.
There you go.
Mike is very vocal during the course of a match, rooting everybody on, friend and foe alike.
Sounds like we gave him a little bit more volume this week.
That mic is right there. She's going to get a 10 box. Jennifer is the mom of Ariana, Justine, and Ronnie Jr. They're all here, I believe.
I think so.
They're to her right, just out of the picture, to your left as you look on camera right now. And her husband Ron is also here. Tough shot here for Jennifer. She's got a shot at it, though. Great shot. Terrific shot by Jen and the spare. And slapping hands with her kids on the side. That's a kick to watch when she comes in and slaps hands with her kids. Here's Sue Holloran from right here at Leda Lanes. Her first ball is a strike.
Oh, nice start. First time on TV, and she nails it.
How about that for a first ball? Wasting no time. She's right back out there. Another ball right in the pocket, the 1-3, a little bit light. What a way to debut on television.
Amen.
She's got 2 marks in a row, a strike and a spare, and that's $50 in bonus money.
Get out of the way. Sue Holloran
right off the bat.
Huh? All right, that'll get her to smile a little bit.
$50 in bonus money right off the bat for Sue Holloran. I didn't even get to tell you anything about her. She bowled so quickly. There's Mike Morgan back up there. He'll put a 9 in the mark.
Pretty spirited match here, getting things underway for week number 3 of our 4-week mixed doubles format.
A lot of wood around that pin. It never had a chance. 2 marks in a row for Mike and Jen. And a chance for bonus money here. Mike's right on the head pin, a little bit too full on the head pin. It puts 5 in the spare, and a tough shot here. And in case you did not see last week's show, we talked with Mike about the article that appeared in the Lynn item, which talked about his possible retirement from the game of Candlepin bowling. And Mike said, no, not true. He hasn't bowled in any leagues this year. He's had a tough time getting back into it following the death of brother Tom. But he is back into it now. He's highly motivated. Feels as though his game is coming back. The enjoyment of the game is coming back. And he's happy to be here and looks forward to continuing his Candlepin bowling career. Here's Ryan Tripp.
And the first serious challenge they've had now in terms of difficult spares, it's the spread eagle minus the 3-pin for the lefty out of Drake at Mass. He and Sue Holloran, I don't believe, had actually ever met prior to today. And here they are thrown on the lanes together as doubles partners and doing pretty well.
He'll take an 8 box.
And a 5-pin lead in completed frames through 5. Now he's up against a 9 box from Jennifer and Mike.
Interesting how he holds that ball out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
We talked about this before. One thing I haven't seen in years, when I first started bowling Candlepins back in Worcester, did I ever tell you I was from Worcester? I don't remember.
Here we go.
Is some people used to hold two balls.
Yeah.
They used to balance themselves. They hold the ball in their non-shooting hand. Just haven't seen that at all lately.
I don't know of any pros. We've not seen anybody on our show
Nope.
that does that.
So I put the question out to you, viewers in Candlepin Bowling Land.
All right.
Do you know of anybody that still uses that technique?
Well, I know of one. Somebody I bowled with at Acton about 10 years ago, Ray Landry. Hello, Ray, if you're watching.
You can email us at bowling@WNDS.com or send us a note to WNDS TV 50 Television Place, Derry, New Hampshire 03038. Good shot. She is a shot maker.
Come on, say a nice ball, Jen.
Much the same fashion that we saw earlier from Cindy Beatrice in the slow hooking ball technique. Great placement of the ball.
Get up there.
It's a good first ball, too, right there.
Oh, my.
In the 10-pin style.
Left side, Jen. Red line
And
left.
a little bit of a hook from right to left.
And we talked to Jen about that last week at the end of the match, and she has not done 10 pins ever. You wouldn't know it, though.
Look at that shot by Jen Cali-Dibiasio.
No, listen to me.
Listen to Mike. He just doesn't stop.
He was encouraging her, shouting instructions to her, and she made the shot. Here's Sue Holloran.
Wow.
Right back at you.
The gals are lighting it up, Dick.
Wow.
Look at that smile. Who could blame her?
Look at that. Here's the replay again, right in the pocket. There they go. Here she is back again, right on the head pin again. Will they go? The 5-pin still stands. Got it right on the pin. We are seeing some bowling.
Her coach from when she was a junior is in the audience today, Dick. Terry Belanger, who retired just 2 years ago. She coached my daughter when Liz used to bowl in the leagues here. And she originally coached Sue when she was a little girl. So she's very happy.
She's done pretty well.
She sure did. A lot of kids can claim that they were coached by Mrs. Belanger on Saturday mornings here at Leda Lanes. And you should get your kids in a bowling program if you've not ever considered doing that. A couple hours on a Saturday morning or early afternoon at the bowling center near you. Might have a young budding star in your hands. Who knows?
Well, when I was a kid, it's all you did on a Saturday.
Well,
I mean,
that's
it's
it.
what you did on Saturday.
There was less to do back in those days.
I know, I
of
understand
course.
that argument, but I still think that it's a great way to spend a Saturday afternoon.
No doubt. It is.
9 blocks from Mike. I can't imagine not spending a Saturday afternoon at the bowling alley.
I was the same way. And of course, it was pretty inexpensive back in the 60s when we were starting.
It's still not very expensive, relatively speaking.
Comparatively speaking, no. Everything else has gone up. Except my paycheck. That's the only thing. Got to work on that a little bit.
And Mike's going to be open in the last 2 boxes. He's at 130 right now. And a 131 first string for the team of Morgan and Dibiasio. Ryan Tripp's working on a spare and looking for 3 marks in a row. Missed the head pin, but look at this action. Again, pin movement and a spare opportunity here. Put 8 in the mark. Got a shot at it. Oh, missed the front pin and took out the back pin. How did that happen? Now that was strange. That'll be a 9 box. $129 through 9. They will have the lead. How much of a lead depends on what Ryan does right here. Missed the head pin, and he's going to have the 1-7-10 with some wood on the deck.
Well,
wood all over the place. Hitting the 1 pin, of course, is key, and then you take your chances with everything else. Got a shot at it. Takes 2 out of the 3.
he almost got the ricochet from the ball over on the 10 pin. And they'll have about
138 right now.
About a 7 or 8 pin lead here.
It will be a 138. That'll be a 9 box and a 138 first string for the team of Ryan Tripp and Sue Holloran. They'll take a 7 pin lead over Mike Morgan and Jen Cali-Dibiasio as we head to string number 2 from Leda Lanes in Nashua. We continue with Candlepin Stars and Strikes from WNDS TV. Sue Holloran first to bowl here on Candlepin Stars and Strikes from Leda Lanes in Nashua as we start the second string. The team of Holloran and Ryan Tripp, a 138 in the first string, to Mike Morgan and Jen Cali-Dibiasio's 131, 7 pins separating them.
She's human.
You heard Mike Morgan yelling, "She's human." She missed one. And she'll take an 8-box. Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV, presented by the Tri-State Megabucks and the games of the New Hampshire State Lottery Commission. And by the Thompson family of dealerships, McMulkin Chevrolet, McMulkin Cadillac, Nashua Mitsubishi, Nashua Hyundai, all on the Daniel Webster Highway in Nashua, New Hampshire. Almost made the shot. She had the 4-7-10 and almost spun a piece of wood across the lane to take out the 10-pin. This is a tough shot. Now she's going to throw that one down there, and that won't count. That'll be a 9-box.
I like a net ball, so that was awesome. Come on, Dad.
Now Jen Dibiasio.
Mix it up.
First ball right on the head pin. There they go.
All over it there, Jen.
Leaving the 3-pin.
All over it.
You mentioned earlier that her mother did a little bit of television bowling back in the 70s, and she is a cousin of pro bowler Joe Stella.
She's right on that spare.
Come on, say a nice ball, Jen.
Bowling
Take a deep
28
breath.
years.
Make sure you're set now. Come on, nice
Last
ball.
minute coaching from Mr. Morgan.
Moving over to lane 33, working on the spare. That's going to grab the second pocket and just put 4 in the spare.
Come on, back it up front one right here again. Why not?
It's a good shot. Will it go? Yes, it will. Back-to-back spares for Jen Dibiasio.
That was nicely done.
Mike Morgan having fun with it. He came running away. He's bowing down to her. Here's Ryan Tripp. Good first ball into the 1-2 pocket. A little bit too full, and a spare here. Got the 1-3-4. That's not. That's the. That was the 3-6. 3-4-6 is what it was. And a 10-box.
Ryan Tripp just turning 30 years old back in October. Very first TV appearance, recently bowled his personal best for 5 strings, 692. Not too shabby.
It's a 140 average, isn't it?
Is that right? Had to ask me that. Yeah, about that. Close to 700, 137, 8, 9.
The spare for Ryan in the 4th frame.
Doing the math on that, 692, 138 and change. Forgot your abacus today,
That's
Dick.
not too shabby, is it?
I'll take that any day. Just once in my life.
Mike puts 5 in the spare, left for him by Jen.
Right there.
Puts it right through the middle. So no bonus money this time around. And an 8-box.
This is a close match. Just pins apart going into the break here in a minute.
Missed the head pin. 136 on the right side, the 8 pin in the back row. No wood to help out. Nice shot, nice spare from Mike Morgan. Both teams working on marks when we go to the break. You're watching Candlepin Stars and Strikes from Leda Lanes in Nashua on WNDS TV. Sue Holloran first to bowl, coming back from the break. We're ready to go. The team of Jennifer DiBiasio and Mike Morgan with a 3-pin lead in the match. Sue Holloran working on a spare. Puts 7 in the mark. Tough shot here. Gave it a run. Could not convert. And that will be a 9 box. 53 half for the team of Tripp and Holloran. Sue's right on the head pin there and puts it right through the middle. Spread eagle minus the 7-pin, which fell over.
Sue has not won a WCBC title yet. She was ranked 17th of all the women last year. I think her best finish is a second place. I don't have all the records from the WCBC, but I think that's her best.
And that will be a 7 box for Sue Holloran. Kevin LaFawn's our director today. Keith Webb's our engineer. Craig Amabello, Larry Haber, and Tanya Perry are our camera crew. Chuck Lothrop on replay.
Come on, don't be shy. All right, all over.
Rich Burks on audio. Steve Kenny on graphics. Kristen Doobie, our timer. Kate Nichols, the scorer here at Leda Lanes for our live audience.
Come on again.
Great shot. Oh, she almost made another great shot.
Hey, we're not even yet. Take us through more than we did.
And she will get a 9 box.
Hey, one here, Jen. Go that second ball first, Jen. Come on, set me up again here.
The voice you hear often in the background, that of Mike Morgan. We put a mic at the table where the bowlers sit. Some bowlers are a little bit gun shy and a little bit timid, a little bit reluctant to, shall we say, participate. Mike is none of the above.
But, you know, he's like that even without a microphone.
Oh, sure. He's not putting on a show. That's Mike Morgan.
That's right. And he really is enjoying himself more than, you know, we've seen in quite a while, for reasons that we've explained to you. Oh,
look at that great shot. What a 10 box that is. The hard way. There's Mike leading the crowd, leading the cheers, as you can see. Watch it again. Great shot. She cuts the 2-pin across the alley into the 6-10. Nice. Perfectly done for the 10 box.
That's no fun. The 7, 9, and 10. A week from today, we'll see the top seeds in this doubles ladder. Cindy Cawley and Tim Lipke. He and wife Wendy own Lakeside Lanes in Manchester.
And an interesting story about Tim Lipke and bowling overseas.
Oh, really? You're going to tell us about that next week?
Is that when we're going to talk about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when he's here.
Yeah.
Don't want to spill the beans quite yet.
Well, a little teaser, you know?
Sure.
Hold them as long as we can. Make them wait till next week.
That's what it's all about.
Tough shot here, the spread eagle, of course. He plays the right side. He had a sleeper in the back, too. Just one mark in the string for Tripp and Holloran. And that will be an 8 box. Mike Morgan steps to lane 34. 3 marks in the string for his team. In a very tight match. Good first ball from Mike. Spare opportunity.
He has 2 WCBC titles. He was the bowler of the year for the men in 1998 and 99. Last year on the Pro Tour ranked at number 12.
Missed the spear, had the 2 and the 5 and picked the 5 off of it. And a 10 box. If he doesn't mark here, we have a very tight match.
Yeah, the marking has slowed down after the first string.
Right through the middle. Will he break up the split? He will not. 3-6 on the right, 7 on the left. The wood is in front of the 7. That helps out. Almost had it. Thought he had it when it left his hand.
Jen would have had that shot.
10 box for Mike. We're tight. This is an 8-pin differential with Morgan and Dibiasio in the lead. Here's Sue Holloran. Bounced it down a little bit, but still a pretty good shot. But a tough spare leave. Right through the middle. Sue has been bowling for 25 years. As we told you earlier, she's been an employee at Leda Lanes and bowls out of Leda Lanes. She and Rob have been married for 17 years, and their kids Amanda, Rachel, and Samantha all in the junior program here at Leda Lanes. Sue, that one got away from her. That's going to be a 4-box.
One lone mark in that string for Sue and Ryan, and 90. 48 pins less than last game.
Now here is Jen trying to bust up a split. Couldn't do it. Tough shot. The wood helps out. The 3-5-7. Missed it. Open frame in the 8th. In the 9th, rather. And that'll be an 8-box. Puts him at an even 100 through 9. So they lead the match by 3 pins plus whatever Jen gets in this 10th box.
Mix it up.
And that's a good first ball and a spare opportunity. The 4-pin still stands, the only pin remaining. Good first ball for Jen.
She's very good on pinpoint accuracy on these spare single pins. Haven't been a problem for her today, and this is no exception.
Right on it.
One ball here, Jen. One ball. Press the button.
So it's a 13-pin lead.
Nice and easy.
Plus a ball.
This is all gravy, Jen. This is all gravy now.
Sue and Ryan are really fortunate to still be this close after a 90 string.
Good look at the intensity of Jennifer. Filling the spare with a good first ball, and it will be 8 in the spare. And a 118 second string, and now a 21-pin lead for the team of Mike Morgan and Jennifer Cali-Dibiasio as they lead Sue Holloran and Ryan Tripp headed to string number 3. We're coming back to Leda Lanes in Nashua. But first a break as you're watching Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV. Ready to go, string number 3 from Leda Lanes in Nashua. We are ready with the team of Mike Morgan and Jennifer Cali-Dibiasio leading Sue Holloran and Ryan Tripp by 21 pins. As we begin string number 3, Mike Morgan will be first to bowl. The teams have the option on who leads off in string number 3. The man bowls first in the first string, the lady in the second string, and then they decide who they want to have go first in string number 3. And there's Mike Morgan missing the spare. The head pin still stands. The winner of this match advances to the championship match next week, taking on the top-seeded team of Cindy Cawley and Tim Lipke.
We've seen Cindy in past years several times in doubles, and Tim Lipke, it's been about 3 or 4 years since he's been on the men's singles show.
And Mike threw a pretty good ball. Look what he has to show for it. The 7, 8, and 10. That was right in the 1-3 pocket, and he got nothing.
No wood to help out the 7-9-10 conversion.
He tried to ricochet it off of something. Now it'll be an 8-box. So an opportunity here for Sue Holloran and Ryan Tripp. It'll be Ryan bowling first. A mark here gets him back in the hunt. Missed the head pin. Tough shot remaining. 1-3-7. Wood is on the right side in the back. I don't believe it's a factor. Could bounce off the wall, I suppose. Got to hit the head pin like that. Here comes a piece of wood across. There it goes.
That's what they need, a few more breaks like that and a good fill in this spare shot.
Just like he had it planned, right?
Of course. First time on TV, you're looking at Ryan Tripp, Drake at Mass.
Good look at Ryan right there, too. Threw it right at the head pin and only got 5. And left himself a tough shot. 3-6-10 on the right, 4-7 on the left. No wood to help out. Good shot. Oh, look at that. Oh, he almost made it. What a great try by Ryan Tripp. He put the ball just where he wanted to and was not able to get all the pins to cooperate. 10-box.
Great shot. Good try from Ryan Tripp.
They picked up 7. The 14-pin lead now for Jennifer and Mike. And here's Jennifer on lane 34. Right on the head pin. Another good spare opportunity for Jennifer Dibiasio.
Pretty good wood there for her if it goes straight back and doesn't get deflected.
She's got it.
Clear the gunner, Jen. Jen, clear that left gunner. Nice job.
Spare for Jen in the 3rd frame.
Ball, Jen. There you go. Same race ball. Bowling awesome.
Mike and Jen have 249 through 2, and that, Dick, is what they had last week after 2 strings, 249 in their victory.
Nice ball. Just missed that head one. That was a good
over
ball
Cindy
right
Beatrice
there.
and John Plant.
Right,
Just 4 in the spare. That time the ball just didn't quite get up to the head pin.
All right. Okay, grab a pen.
1-7-10, no wood. Commonly referred to as high-low jack. 7-box.
Good job. That was a big mark.
Good opportunity now for Sue and Ryan up against a spare 4 and a 7 to get some ground back.
Sue Holloran right on the head pin, straight through. Wow. Spread eagle. 3-6-10 on the right, 2-4-7 on the left. Take 2 of the right side pins down. I wonder if Sue has bowled on every lane in this house. Do you think over the time she's bowled on every lane in the house at least once?
I bet she has. I'm not sure how many years she's worked here, but as long as I can remember, I've always seen her here. I've been coming here a long time prior to us doing the show.
36 lanes, 18 on each side.
Well,
nice shot.
Tell you what, we'll ask her at the end of the match. They're bowling so fast, we may need to fill with lots of questions like that.
This is a rapidly paced match.
It is.
And that will be an 8-box for Sue. So we go to the break. And here's where it stands. It's an 18-pin lead for Jennifer Dibiasio and Mike Morgan over Sue Holloran and Ryan Tripp. We're coming back for the home stretch when we return to Leda Lanes in Nashua for Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV. Mike Morgan will bowl first as we come back from the break. Dick Lutz with Mike Moran, our entire WNDS crew. Happy to be with you each and every week on Candlepin Stars and Strikes. And we appreciate the fact that you make Candlepin bowling a part of your regular weekly routine. The audience continues to grow, and we appreciate hearing from you as well. We'd love to hear from you. Our email address, bowling@WNDS.com. Look at that shot by Mike Morgan. Just the way he played it. Right off the wall. The unconventional way to get that spare, but Mike managed to make it. And it was well done. The mark for Mike. And now he moves over to lane 33. That's right in the pocket. The 5-pin still stands. So as I mentioned, our email address, bowling@WNDS.com. Our regular mail address, WNDS TV, 50 Television Place, Derry, New Hampshire, 03038. And if you'd like to be part of the bonus ball contest after every match as Mike converts the spare, send a postcard with your name, address, and a number from 0 to 10 to Leda Lanes, 340 Amherst Street, Nashua. And we would love to be able to call your name.
$20 in this week's bonus ball jackpot. It was hit for $50 a couple of weeks ago.
And if you want more information, by the way, about future roll-offs and your opportunity to become part of the show, you can call Leda Lanes at 603-889-4884. That's 603-889-4884. Or visit their website, LedaLanes.org. Leda is spelled L-E-D-A. LedaLanes.org. And you get all the information you need about future roll-offs. And maybe we'll see you on a future telecast on Candlepin Stars and Strikes. Good first ball by Ryan that time.
Remember the song back in the 70s by Boz Scaggs called Leda Shuffle?
No.
It's actually a song. It was a pretty big hit.
I like Boz Scaggs, too.
If you heard it, you would know it.
Yeah.
Maybe you just didn't know the title.
Oh, there's a good shot.
I know somebody out there knows that song.
Good spare by Ryan. Now Jennifer's working on a spare that Mike Morgan left for her, right on the head pin.
All right, Jack, get over there, give it a slap.
And you got the 4-7 on the left, the 6-10 on the right. The wood is between the 6 and the 10. That's where she'll try to go and see if she can make some action. Good shot. Oh, she gave it a run.
She kind of flattened the ball.
I was going to say the same thing. She threw a straight ball that time.
Just rolled it off the fingertips without any kind of rotation on it, which is what you need to do to keep the ball from going in the gutter.
Not an easy thing to do when you're throwing 99% of your balls with a hook to it.
You see the 10-pin bowlers do that occasionally on a few special shots. But you have to be really good to maintain control.
Boy, you got some help.
Well, she's got an interesting lead there. The 1. Well, they got the 4, 5, 7, and 8.
Got a chance.
Got a chance. There they go. Pretty good. Mike Yelley's got a chance. And with that great ball, she made the spare. Terrific spare. Watch it. Of course, the head pin is key, and then everything else mixed up.
And having the felled wood on the plate was the big helper as well.
Here's Sue Holloran.
Deserved better than that.
Puts 9 in the spare. Puts 8 in the spare, rather. And that'll be a 9 box. Now the Morgan-Dibiasio team is pulling ahead a little bit.
They are. Sue enjoys filling her time. Family camping outings, although I don't imagine there's a lot of that going on this time of year. Crocheting and baking. Of course, she has her 3 children, Amanda, Rachel, and Samantha, all junior bowlers here at Leda Lanes, where Mom works.
That's a good shot by Sue for the spare right there. Well placed for the mark. It brings it back a little bit closer, but now both teams are working on spares, and they're running out of time.
27-pin lead for Mike and Jen.
Mike Morgan with a couple of marks could put this thing out of reach. He'll put 8 in the spare. Make another spare.
And that almost puts it away.
Yep. Not quite, mathematically.
Barring a whole bunch of strikes from Ryan in the 9th and 10th.
As a practical matter, it's...
Yeah.
Mike had that one get away from him, but he got a pretty good 6-pin fall. This is a $50 shot for the Morgan DiBiasio team right here. Mike checking over the lay of the land and the deadwood in the background. Got a shot at it. There they go. That's a $50 shot.
Put a strike on it. Come on, Mike.
That's their first bonus money of the match. Well done by Mike Morgan. And that just about seals the deal. Does seal the deal. Mike threw it right at the head pin, and he'll put 6 in the mark.
Make it 7.
7 in the mark. One more falls down. And a 135. 135 third string. And a 3-string total of 384. Ryan working on a mark, and that will mathematically put an end to the match right there.
Well, the high string of the day will go to Sue and Ryan. They had 138, so that'll be some extra money as parting gifts for them. They'll split $550 as third place in our annual mixed doubles tournament.
And a 9-box for Ryan. Well, for Ryan and Sue, both making their initial television appearance. I'm sure they would both like to be back again. Open in the 10th. And a 10-box to finish up with a 110 in the third string and a 3-string total of 338. A 46-pin win for the team of Jennifer DiBiasio and Mike Morgan over Sue Holloran and Ryan Tripp. We'll come back to talk to our bowlers when we return to Leda Lanes in Nashua for the conclusion of Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV. Final score of 384 to 338. Jennifer Cali-Dibiasio and Mike Morgan defeating Sue Holloran and Ryan Tripp. Will hand out the money. First of all, they'll split the $550 runner-up prizes. Ryan, that's yours, and Sue, that's yours. You have some bonus money as well, $50 for 3 marks in a row and $50 for having the high string in the match. Mike, go ahead. Sue's right next to you, and you know Sue's history here at Leda Lanes as well as anybody.
Well, you've been here as long as I've been coming here, back when my daughter was.
I'm not that old.
Oh,
I'm
man.
not that old.
Tough. How many years have you bowled or worked here?
18.
18 years. Well, you know, your coach was in the stands today.
Yes, I know she was.
Mrs. Belanger was watching.
Yes. She's a great teacher. She taught my 2 oldest daughters, but my youngest one started a little too late. So
Sure. I'm wondering how many, if you added up how many kids she's coached over the years here at Leda Lanes.
too many to count.
Yeah,
Too many.
Now we've got you doing it.
No, just my own.
All right, well, congratulations for a television debut. You looked right at home.
Thank you very much.
Ryan, let me ask you about your first appearance on television. What was it like for you? What sort of butterflies were you experiencing at the start?
I was a little nervous, but I'm very proud of what I did tonight, even though Mike and Jen, they bowled very good games tonight. And what can you do? Sometimes.
Was it what you expected, the feeling of bowling under the lights the first time? Or had you anticipated what it might feel like?
I had no idea what it was going to feel like. It was very difficult. So it was very warm.
It does get pretty warm out there.
Are you
no
addicted?
question.
Do you want to come back now?
Yes, definitely. Hopefully I'll be back soon.
We hope you will too. Ryan, thanks very much. Ryan Tripp and Sue Holloran, our runners up here this afternoon.
Right.
Thank you very much.
See you, Ryan.
And now we'll do the bonus ball contest. It's going to be Jen again, and Mike will draw a card out of the bin, and we'll see if we can give away some money. We have $20 in the bonus ball jackpot.
Not enough information.
No, they've got.
We don't have a guess.
Your name, address, phone number, and pick a number of 0
pins.
to 10. Otherwise, we have to toss the card away. This is Gene Canton of Manchester, and Gene is picking 7. Go ahead, Jen, go for it.
Oh, 7.
$20 in the jackpot for Gene Canton of Manchester. Congratulations. And we'll bring Jen and Mike up here. Jen's so excited. She started walking away, and Slapping hands with everybody in the stands. You're getting used to this. She's carrying you, huh?
Red hot.
Yeah, she's been carrying you through a couple of weeks now.
I'll
He
tell you.
ain't heavy. He's my partner.
See that? I'll tell you, it's bowling awesome. Really is. I told her going into the last string that even though she was bowling better, I chose to bowl the 6 just in case we were down. I think I have a better chance of throwing strikes. That's the only reason I bowled the 6. But she was definitely out bowling me.
What about that style, the hook that she's got? Do you like watching? Is that that's?
If she can throw any kind of ball she wants, she keeps doing that. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, we were talking about that, how having that much break on your ball, how you are incredibly accurate on your spare shots. Was that something that you had to kind of get used to, or is that how you started as a kid?
Just natural. Just been that way since I started bowling. I've been bowling since I was 5 years old, and
Looks like she takes the break off.
As I-
She's shooting the right
Right,
side.
she does. She flattens it out.
You
we talked
flatten the
about
ball out on the 610.
well, depending on what I'm throwing.
Well, I can see you're shy just like your partner.
Yeah, definitely. We're a match made in bowling.
I'm having a great time. Like I say, win or lose, it's just fun. I mean, like you
Yep.
said, this is what it's all about. If you don't have a good time, don't even bother bowling.
Listen, we put the microphone on the desk in front of you. You're a little bit shy in front of that microphone.
We've been covering our mouths. We don't want to say the wrong thing, you know.
Congratulations, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Nice going. We'll see you next week.
All right.
Mike
One
and
more week.
Jen are
See you,
winners
Mikey.
here this
All
afternoon,
right.
and we have a championship match coming next week.
We're going to see Cindy Cawley, who's been on the doubles many times, and Tim Lipke, one of the greats in the history, one of the winningest bowlers on the WCBC.
And a great Candlepin story to tell you about as well next week when Tim Lipke is here. So for Mike Morin and our entire crew, I'm Dick Lutz. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV. So long, everybody.